I thought I was holding our family together. But I was breaking in silence while he slipped further away, with our daughter watching it all happen. I don't even know where to start. Maybe at the beginning, but the beginning doesn't feel like it really explains anything. Or maybe it does, and I just didn't see it at the time. 5 years married, a daughter I adore more than anything, and somewhere along the way, the man I married started disappearing behind something I didn't understand. Pills. Prescription pills. At first, it was subtle. A little extra stress at work, a minor headache here and there, and I thought, okay, that's normal. We all have bad days. But then the little things started piling up. A missing bottle of medicine here, a suspicious lie there. And slowly, almost imperceptibly, the man I knew began to change. I remember the first time I caught him red-handed. It wasn't dramatic. He wasn't shaking or stumbling or slurring his words. He was just there, in our bathroom, staring at the cabinet like it had betrayed him. I froze, and he turned around with that look he always gets when he's caught. Not angry, not guilty exactly, just defensive. "It's nothing," he said. That was the beginning of the lies. The lies that grew faster than I could keep track of. I started hiding things, locking my purse, counting pills. I even started keeping a journal, trying to make sense of a man who was disappearing from me right before my eyes. And I hated it. I hated myself for the way I had to change my life around him. I hated that our daughter, sweet, trusting, oblivious little creature, sometimes looked at him and didn't know why he wasn't himself. I've tried talking to him, crying, begging, threatening therapy, offering to go with him, anything. But he just shuts down. He says he doesn't have a problem. He says he can handle it. And I want to believe him. I really do. But the evidence is all there. The stolen money, the empty prescription bottles, the nights I find him in a haze, staring at nothing, and I can't reach him no matter how hard I try. Sometimes I lie awake at night and imagine leaving. Just walking out, taking my daughter, and never looking back. But then there's that other part of me that clings to what we had before. The man who made me laugh until my ribs ached. The man who held me when I cried after my dad died. The man who loves our daughter in ways I know are real. And it's confusing, because I do love him. I really, truly do. But I also love myself. And I don't know how much longer I can keep pretending that love is enough to fix this. There are mornings when I catch a glimpse of him in the kitchen, a bottle in his hand, his eyes avoiding mine, and my stomach turns over in fear. I've yelled. I've begged. I've cried until my voice broke. And then there are days when he's normal, kind, gentle, present, and I think, maybe this is the man I married. Maybe he can change. And the cycle starts again. The hope, the disappointment, the fear, the love, all tangled together so tightly that I feel like I'm suffocating in it. I can't even let my friends see it. Not really. Some know he struggles with pills. Yes, but no one knows the full extent. No one knows the panic I feel when our daughter wants to climb into bed with him, trusting him, and I have to step in because I can't risk it. I have to protect her, even if it means building walls around my own heart. And the guilt eats me alive. I'm supposed to be his partner. I'm supposed to stand by him. And I am, but only so much. Only until I start losing myself completely. I wish I could say things got better. I wish I could say there was a clear turning point where he decided to fight this, and we started to heal. But that's not what happened. There were moments, fleeting flashes, where I thought maybe, just maybe, he was trying. He'd go a few days without taking anything he wasn't supposed to, and we'd laugh. We'd talk. We'd feel like a normal family again. But then something would trigger it. A stressful call from work, a fight we had over something dumb, or sometimes nothing at all, and he'd vanish behind the haze again. And I'd be left picking up the pieces, pretending that everything was okay, so our daughter wouldn't sense it. I remember one night, maybe 3 months ago, I came home to find him in the living room. Half the house smelled of smoke, the other half of pills. He had taken money from my wallet, and when I confronted him, he didn't even deny it. He just looked at me with those tired, hollow eyes and whispered, "I can't stop. I don't know how." And I wanted to scream. I wanted to shake him and make him understand the gravity of what he's doing, not just to himself, but to me, to her, to our family. But all I could do was sit there, shaking, heart hammering, and try not to collapse in front of him. Because if I cried, if I broke down, I didn't know if he'd notice or care. Some nights I think about leaving. I think about packing a bag while he sleeps and never coming back. I imagine the relief I'd feel, the freedom, the safety for our daughter. But then I think about what it would do to her, how she would ask why Daddy isn't home, why Mommy left, and my chest tightens so much I can't breathe. And so I stay. I stay because I love her more than the chaos. I stay because part of me still believes he's the man I married, the one who loved me in ways no one else ever did. And maybe I'm a fool for clinging to that. Maybe I'm just afraid of what life would look like without him, even if the life we have now is slowly crumbling. Therapy has been a battlefield. I beg him to go. I said, just one session. If it doesn't work, we'll try something else. He refused. He said, I'm fine. I don't need that. And I nodded, hiding the anger and despair that bubbled inside me like lava. Because I can't force someone to want help. You can't drag a grown man into recovery if he doesn't believe he's broken. And I know that. I know I can't fix him. But some part of me, maybe the same part that got me into this marriage in the first place, keeps hoping, keeps waiting for him to decide that he wants to fight for us, for our daughter, for the life we promised each other. There are mornings when I wake up to him already gone, the empty pill bottles tucked neatly back into the cabinet like they never existed, and I feel like I'm losing my mind. The lying, the stealing, the hiding, it's eroded every ounce of trust one had. And I catch myself analyzing every gesture, every word, every glance. Is he hiding something now? Is he on something I don't know about? I feel like a detective in my own home, tracking the evidence, cataloging the lies. And I hate that this is our life now. I hate that this is how love looks for us. And yet, despite it all, I still love him. I still see the man who held my hand through heartbreaks and celebrated the little victories. The man who made me laugh until I cried. The man who loves our daughter in ways that are undeniable. But love isn't enough, not when it's wrapped around destruction. I want to save him. I want to save us. But I can't do it alone, and he won't let me in. And the thought of that, the helplessness, the fear, the heartbreak, is what keeps me awake at night, staring at the ceiling, wondering if I have the strength to keep holding on, or if one day I'll finally have to let go. It's exhausting. Every day feels like walking on a tightrope stretched over a canyon I can't see the bottom of. I catch myself flinching at every unexpected sound. A car door slamming outside, a knock at the front door, even the soft creak of the floorboards. I'm constantly on edge, like I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. And part of me wonders if this is what marriage is supposed to feel like, but I know it's not. Not like this. Not when your heart races because the person you love might be hurting themselves or, worse, putting your child in danger. I remember one night in particular. Our daughter had fallen asleep in my arms, and I was tiptoeing back to her room to lay her down when I heard him in the kitchen. The light was dim, the shadows stretching across the walls like they were alive. I froze. My chest tightened. I wanted to yell, to stop him, but my body wouldn't move. He didn't see me at first. I could hear the pill bottles clinking, see his hand trembling. And then he looked up. His eyes met mine, and for a split second, there was something raw there. Fear, shame, maybe even recognition. And then he shrugged, and went back to it like it was nothing. I don't even know who I am anymore. I used to be proud of my patience, my ability to stay calm under pressure. I used to believe love could conquer most things. But now, I feel hollow, fragmented. I catch glimpses of myself in old photos, smiling, carefree, unafraid, and I don't recognize her. I don't know if she exists anymore. Because this marriage, this life, is slowly consuming me. It's eating at my self-respect, my hope, my happiness, until I'm left holding only pieces of who I once was. And yet, there are moments, brief, shining moments, where he's back. Fully back. He'll help our daughter with her homework, laugh at the silly things she says, hold my hand like he did when we first met. And in those moments, I wonder if I'm being cruel, if I'm too harsh, if I'm letting anger and fear overshadow the love we share. But then reality crashes back in. The missing money, the lies, the pills, and I remember that love alone isn't a shield from danger. It doesn't protect my daughter from broken promises, from exposure to someone I can't rely on to be present or safe. I feel like I'm at a crossroads. I've tried everything I can think of. Therapy, pleading, setting boundaries, documenting evidence, begging him to get help. And nothing sticks. He's resistant, stubborn, terrified in ways he won't admit even to himself. And I can't keep living like this. I can't keep balancing the scales between hope and despair, between love and self-preservation. I have to decide soon, and every fiber of me recoils at the thought of making the wrong choice. Sometimes, late at night, I imagine telling him the truth. Not yelling, not crying, just stating calmly that I love him, but I can't watch him destroy himself and our family anymore. I picture the fear in his eyes, maybe even anger, maybe even relief. I don't know. I don't know what would happen. I only know that staying like this, waiting for a miracle that may never come, is slowly killing me. And that's not fair. Not to me, not to our daughter, not to anyone. I'm still here. I'm still trying. I'm still hoping, in my quiet, desperate way, that he'll see the danger and take the first step. But I know I can't wait forever. Love shouldn't be a trap. And as much as it hurts, I have to remind myself that I deserve to breathe, to be safe, to live a life that doesn't feel like constant crisis. Maybe one day, he'll find his way. But until then, I have to find mine.